What is happening, YouTube? What's going on, guys? You've tuned into Rules for Rebels, and today we're going to talk about failing at Shopify. We're going to be sharing the story of a young man who is getting ready to give up. He's really kind of depressed and really kind of down on himself for failing at Shopify. And I know I've talked about this in past videos, but it continues to kind of keep coming up. And so I kind of wanted to address this issue. I think a lot of people have unrealistic expectations with Shopify. They watch these YouTube videos, they see people on Instagram, and they seem to think that Shopify is just this money printing machine. And all you have to do is set up a store, and the money just starts rolling in. And, for a very, very small minority of online stores, people probably do get lucky. They stumble upon, a kind of a fluke product or a fad niche at just the right time. They happen to stumble upon an influencer who just works out perfectly with the product they're selling. But for the vast majority of people, it's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of failure before you have any success. I think most people probably try to set up 3 to 5 Shopify stores, if not even more, before they have success. In terms of the success rate of a Shopify store, definitely under 10% fail, under 10% succeed, I should say. And I think that's probably being pretty generous. I'm actually a Shopify affiliate. I've had thousands of Shopify stores started under my affiliate ID, and I can see what stores are still live and what stores aren't live. And a while back, I actually made a video on this subject, and we kind of broke down the numbers, how many Shopify stores have been started under my affiliate ID, how many of those stores are still around. And I want to say it was about 3% are still around. Now, we don't even know if that 3% of stores are profitable and making money. We don't know how much money they're making, but 3% of stores are even still around, period. So the vast majority of people are going to fail at Shopify. Another thing, it seems like a lot of times it's younger people, high school students, college students who are failing at Shopify and kind of getting down on themselves. And one kind of interesting thing, or one thing to point out to why you shouldn't feel so bad about this, most of these people have no experience in e-commerce or digital marketing, with anything. Did you succeed the first time you tried to ride a bike? Did you succeed the first time you tried to hit a baseball? Shopify is not going to be any different. It takes practice. It takes some trial and error to figure out what works and what doesn't work. And another thing, a lot of people are going into this either ill-equipped or just with like a shitty business plan from the beginning. Like if your plan is to sell AliExpress garbage that takes 3 weeks to a month to be delivered to people, and then you fail and you're surprised by it, go bang your head up against a wall, because you're pretty much going into it set up to fail. Are there some people who have success doing AliExpress dropshipping? Sure, there's some people who have success doing AliExpress dropshipping, but far and away, you're not going to get any returning customers when you're selling garbage products, when you have long shipping times. You're selling the same products that everybody else is selling. I can't tell you how many stores I see selling boho beaded jewelry or sunglasses or money clips. It's like everybody's trying to sell the same stuff. There's nothing unique about the products. One thing everybody really needs to realize is you actually need to create a business. You need to have a unique product. There's no such thing as a quote unquote winning product. And if you do happen to stumble upon a winning product, it's going to last for a few weeks to a few months. And then that winning product is going to fizzle out, or competition's going to come in, and you're going to be on to having to find the next winning product. And you guys know how hard it is to launch a successful product, a successful Shopify store. When you're chasing winning products and fads, you're going to be on a constant having to find new products, having to find the next thing. And that's why you really want to build a sustainable business. I'm going to get into this gentleman's story in a second, but one other thing I wanted to add. Imagine if you tried to run an ultra marathon with a sprained ankle, in a pair of sandals, and with one granola bar and one of those mini bottles of water. If you failed at running that ultra marathon, would you be really down on yourself, or would you be like, I'm not really that surprised. I went into this with a pair of sandals, a broken ankle, and a half a Cliff Bar. Of course I'm going to fail. And when you go into Shopify with no experience, with shitty products, with long shipping times, with bad customer service, the chances of you succeeding are slim. So let's get right into this gentleman's story. He says, I'm thinking about giving up. I'm $200 in the hole, only have $50 to my name, keep making new stores, believing I will make some money this time, testing new products, spending money on video ads, praying that I will be able to change my life. So I think a couple potential problems is, not everything's going to take off overnight. My business it was probably a good year and a half, 2 years of making like 50 cents to $1.50 per order. Just really kind of grinding away before I started building a customer base and things started taking off. So I don't know. It seems like in this day and age of winning products and all this other nonsense that people try something for a week or two. If it doesn't work out, they call it a failure and move on to the next thing. And I do think it's good knowing when to fold them, knowing when to throw your cards in and move on to something else. But I feel like a lot of people don't give their business enough time to kind of take off. Like if you give up on your business less than 3 months in, like you haven't even given your website a chance to get ranked. You're not even going to be able to see any organic traffic off of that. Let's see. So he says, testing new products, spending money on video ads, praying that I'll be able to change my life, having a mental breakdown every week and asking myself why I can't do this like everybody else. So here's another problem. Everybody else isn't doing this. The people that you see on YouTube or Instagram or bragging on Reddit, one of two things. Either it's either it's just that they're bragging and they haven't done any of what they said that they've done. I think that probably accounts for, say, 60 to 70% of the people that you're seeing. And the rest, actually, I would say that probably accounts for 90 to 95%. It's people trying to put on a show to sell some course or sell some type of coaching program or consulting. That's probably 90 to 95% of these success stories you hear. The other 5 to 10% of these success stories are either people who are just very intelligent, smart, have a knack for digital marketing and e-commerce, or got lucky. Like I said, about 3% of people are going to last. Probably an even smaller percentage of that are going to rise to the level of what we might call success or making money. So going into this, not to discourage people to go into it, just because the odds are stacked against you does not mean that you shouldn't do it. But realize going into it that the chances are overwhelmingly stacked against you that you're going to fail. So it shouldn't be, go in optimistic, but you shouldn't be hugely surprised when you fail, especially, like I said, if you're underfunded or this is your first time. Realizing I spent all of my high school not making friends because I was focused on making money and being able to show all the popular kids that I'm financially stable. Nobody in high school is financially stable. Everybody's fucking broke. At best, maybe people have minimum wage jobs. So you shouldn't be worried about trying to impress your high school peers with your financial stability. Let's see, praying that I'll wake up the next day and have 50 plus sales. Keep telling myself it takes time and I'll be able to have $500 profit days. Keep getting up at 7 a.m., working till 10 p.m. at night, figuring out what's wrong. So here's what I'd like to know. It's great that you're putting it's great that you're putting in a lot of work, but literally, what's that? 7 to 7 would be 12. 7 to 8, 8 to 9, it's a 12. So you're seriously telling me that you're putting in 15 hours on your Shopify store. What are you spending that time doing? It's very possible. It's actually very easy to be incredibly busy, but not actually get shit done in terms of productivity. You might be spinning your wheels, wasting time on low effort things that aren't going to bring any sales. So I'd kind of be curious to know what you're kind of spending your time on. Trying not to cry every night, trying not to give up, trying to make it work because socially I'm awkward and think too slow, trying to prove that I can actually do something and I don't need a disability check, trying to prove that I'm not mentally slow. Okay, so now I hadn't read this whole thing. Now I feel a little bit bad for the kid, but props for him, man. Most people his age, most people any age, don't even get up the balls to actually set up a Shopify store, don't actually have the initiative to actually get started. You know how many people there are out there watching YouTube videos and motivational Gary V videos and all this other nonsense who never actually open up a Shopify store, who never actually take a step of action to doing anything. So you're already ahead of 99% of your peers and even adults out there. Let's see, adding to my notebook that this is the 107th thing that I failed at trying to make money. But at the end, I still failed, now broke and going into a deep depression. Don't know what to do. My mom says, give up. I'm wasting money. But I've been trying to make money for so long that giving up seems stupid. I feel like I might be addicted to failing. Yeah, I heard a good quote from, what's that dude's name? Eric Thomas recently. Eric Thomas said, you've been trying at this for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, however long you've been at it. Why give up now? If you were going to give up, the time to give up was right back at the beginning, before you wasted money, before you wasted time and effort and made sacrifices. So don't give up. Keep trucking away. I think a lot of people's problem is if you're failing at Shopify, It could be for a number of reasons, but you obviously got a low budget. Why not try something else? Why not try to start a social, I hate social media marketing agencies. I think that's completely overdone, and I think most people starting them don't have the experience to be charging people to run their social media for them. But try some other things. Try some freelance writing. Try some copywriting. Just do some little hustles. Get free items off Vipon or Snagshout, resell those items on eBay or Amazon. Go hit up some estate sales. Go hit up some flea markets. It's almost impossible not to get money, not to be able to make money thrifting or flipping or whatever you want to call it. The items that you find are a lot more unique. You're getting them at such a low price point that it's almost impossible to fail or not make money. I talked about a recent thrift sale, or estate sale, I should say, that I went to, and I was picking up Walkmans for $2 and $3, and all day long, like at the very least, they're going for $16 on eBay. I would say probably on average $25 to $35. Some of them $80 plus. To try something different. If Shopify hasn't worked out for you, you're not making any money, go do something that's a little bit easier to make money, maybe not scalable. Go mow lawns, clean out people's garages, start a dog poop picking up service, but try something else besides Shopify. Make some money and come back to Shopify once you're a little bit more well-funded to maybe buy some inventory, to spend a little bit more money on ads. And hopefully at that point, whatever other little hustle you started, that's, hopefully equipped you with some skills to where you're more equipped to tackle a Shopify store. Long before I ever started an e-commerce store, I started a sports betting website. I had 2 landscaping companies. I was doing affiliate marketing. I was blogging. I was writing ebooks. I was creating digital products. I tried making a forum. And all these things, some of them made a little bit of money. Some of them didn't make any money. But all these things kind of set me up with a lot of the skill sets that you need in digital marketing and web design and everything else to actually launch a business. When I finally did launch my business, it didn't start out as a Shopify. I don't even know if Shopify was around when I started my business. But when I started on eBay. Trucked along on eBay for probably a year and a half. At that point, business had picked up to the point where I thought, okay, it's worthwhile setting up our own website. We got one of those like shitty GoDaddy shopping cart. Actually, no, I take that back. We started on a blogger. We started using free.blogspot Google Blogger to set up our first e-commerce store with PayPal buttons on the side. Once we made a little bit more money and outgrew that, we moved on to kind of a shitty GoDaddy shopping cart website. And then once we outgrew that, we got a custom build and then eventually moved over to Shopify. But nothing took off right away. It was a year of late nights, sacrificing time with friends, family, hanging out with the girlfriend, sacrificing sleep. I remember sitting on my floor watching like Bake Car on True TV or whatever at 2:30 in the morning, packing orders that I was maybe making 50 cents per order on. But the way I looked at it is every order that went out, and I mean, my item was something that people would buy over and over again. If you got somebody as a customer, you get some loyalty out of them. But every order that I shipped out, I drop a business card in there. And even though I wasn't making shit per order, I kind of looked at it as if, okay, every order that goes out, I'm getting a business card in somebody's hand, and that's a potential customer that'll come back to me down the road. And this isn't necessarily true of Shopify, but in the case of eBay, every order that you get under your belt rises you that much in their search algorithm. And eventually I went on to dominate like 93.6% of all sales in our category went through our store. So, it's not going to happen overnight, but stick with it. Keep going. Let's see. I gave up one time, and for those few months, I felt worthless and lost. Got back up again and failed and failed and failed. I think I should give up. Might make me less stressed and more happy. I guess some people are meant to live the 9 to 5 till they die. I wouldn't give up quite yet. You've tried one thing. You've tried Shopify and you failed at Shopify. Shopify is not going to work out for everyone. And even people who are good with digital marketing and good with e-commerce are typically going to have a couple failures before they succeed. But like I said, there's a lot of different things you can do with entrepreneurship. Don't lock yourself into the box with Shopify. And that's something that I've made a number of videos on before. When it comes to making money online, everyone wants to either start a YouTube channel or open a Shopify store. And these are like 2 out of a fucking million different ways that you can take to make money. There are a million different hustles you can do online. There's all different types of things you can do in terms of freelancing, businesses you can start, content creation. If we get into entrepreneurship, a million different ways you can go with that. So don't lock yourself into Shopify. Try some other things. Try to make some other money. And if for whatever reason you are passionate about e-commerce and Shopify, revisit that once you've made a little bit of money. But just because your Shopify store fails does it make you a failure? I would love to hear some of your guys' stories. How many, for those of you guys who do have successful Shopify stores, how many failures did you have before you hit upon your success? How long did it take? Did it happen overnight for you? Did it take months? Did it take years? Curious to hear your stories. Drop them in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. If you are not subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button below, and we'll catch you on the next video.